Testing 1, 2, 3. We're good. Oh, we've started already. Okay. Hey guys, this is Michael Wang from CGTN China Global Television Network. We are here covering the annual meeting of the new champions 2018, otherwise known as the Summer Davos of the World Economic Forum. And of course, we can't just work when we come here covering the forum, right? We've got to do a little bit of play as well. And as you can see right now, we're on a ferry. We're on the river called the Haihe River. Now this is, of course, a very ancient river here in China. What this river used to be used for is it used to ship grain from the central and south areas of China up to the capital in Beijing. And Tianjin is one of those places where it needs to go through before it gets to the capital. And the Haihe River here in Tianjin is one of those places where the grain goes through. Now salt also used to be transported from the south all the way up north through the Haihe River as well. So we're getting some R&R. We're getting some relaxing time before we cover the Summer Davos, which runs from the 18th to the 20th at the Meijiang Convention Center, somewhere else in town. But we're just going to do some relaxation before we actually talk about this year's theme at the Summer Davos, which is shaping innovative societies in the fourth industrial revolution. As you can see, we've got some really beautiful scenery around us. It's really quite something to look at Tianjin from the land and also here on the waterways. As you can imagine, there are very few cities in the world where you can actually get a glimpse of the entire city from the waterways. As you can see right now, there's a good juxtaposition between the old and the new, right? We have some very nice architectural styles, European architectural styles from the 19th century. Right next to that, we have, of course, some very modern buildings as well. If we can pan the camera a little bit that way, we can see coming up, we can't see it right now, but we can see a very big Ferris wheel coming up as well. Also, oh, maybe we can see right there, that Ferris wheel right there is the only Ferris wheel that is actually constructed on top of a bridge. Now we're here on the ferry. It's about 6 o'clock right now. We're coming up close to 6 o'clock. But there's another ferry at night that you can take, which happens at around 7:30 at night. And that's when you can really see the Tianjin skyline lit up. Now that is also quite a sight to see. Unfortunately, we've got something else to do tonight, so we won't be covering that. But if you can take a look right in front of me, right there, that's the Ferris wheel I'm talking about. The only one in the world that is built on top of a bridge. So this really is some sight to sort of soak in. I just want to get you guys to sort of take a look at this magnificent city by the waterway, which is quite different from how we look at the city of Tianjin on land. Let me try and bring in some guests right now. Guys, come on in. We're live streaming on social media. We have our friends. What's your names?
I'm Ravi.
Ravi and Saomyang. Okay, we've got Ravi and Saomyang from India, right? So say hi to our live audience right now. So how long are you guys going to be in China for?
I'll be for a week and she'll be there for 3 weeks.
Okay, so they're here visiting 1 week to 3 weeks, and is this your first time in Tianjin?
Yes.
Okay, so their first time here in Tianjin. Which places have you seen in Tianjin already during the day?
Oh, only this one, the Tianjin Eye and the ferry.
Okay, so only the Tianjin Eye and the ferry so far, so in the next few days I'm sure they're going to get to see a lot more of the historical sites here in Tianjin as well. Is this your first time here in China?
Mine is second time.
Second time? Okay, all right. Have you been to other parts of China as well, or?
Beijing and Red Beach yesterday.
Beijing and where?
Red Beach.
Red Beach. Okay, I haven't been there yet, so they've probably been to more places than me around here than I have. So, how are you enjoying the ferry trip so far?
Very nice.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Oh, never expected it to be this beautiful.
Yeah.
The views are amazing. Yeah.
The views are really quite amazing, and they haven't really seen the city light up yet at nighttime. So. This is really good stuff. What other cities are you going to go to besides Tianjin?
Like we're going to be planning to visit Hong Kong and Macau.
I see. Okay. All right. So this is only your first stop.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. Welcome to Tianjin and welcome to China. We hope you really soak in more of the sights here as well. All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks, guys. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of your ferry trip. Yeah. So We had some friends from India visiting here in Tianjin as well. This is a very international city. As you know, there are several concession areas here in Tianjin, ranging from the UK to France, Italy as well. Little Italy is actually quite famous. I'm not sure if we're going to pass through, but that's where a lot of Tianjin expats gather to have a beer, to have some coffee as well. So we can really get a good close-up look of the Tianjin Eye, that Ferris wheel right there. Again, this is a pretty ancient river. Now, Tianjin is one of the few cities here in China with an actual recorded date. This city was founded during the early Qing Dynasty in 1404. There's also a specifically recorded date of December 23rd is when modern Tianjin was founded. But Tianjin, as we know it right now, this area existed, of course, for nearly 1,500 years, all the way back to the Qing Dynasty when the Grand Canal was built back then. This was also a very important waterway in terms of shifting grain up here, shifting foodstuffs up to the north of China as well. Oh, look at that honk. We might be coming up towards the end of our ferry trip, but I really haven't had enough of this ferry trip. This ferry trip apparently can be 1 hour long if you take the full edition in the morning time, but because we're a little bit short of time, now we only have the 30-minute tour. I think it's docking. So unfortunately, our ferry ride might be coming close to an end. But again, this is some very beautiful sights that we're seeing right now. So if you come to Tianjin, definitely check out the ferry ride. It's one of the great attractions of the city. So don't just look at the landmarks on land, but also take a look at the city via the waterways. You can grab a cup of coffee, grab a book, sit inside the ferry, enjoy some downtime, and just soak in the city via the waterway. And I think that's all the time we have, so we're gonna see you at the Summer Davos 2018, where we're gonna be covering the fourth industrial revolution and how that's gonna shape globalization in society overall. So do tune into that. The 18th to the 28th, we're gonna give you full analysis of how globalization may be defined as we enter into a technological era that is gonna be extremely fast-paced. But today, it's all about downtime, some relaxation before we actually start covering the forum. This is Michael Wang from Global Business at CGTN. We'll see you at the Summer Davos.